Okay, first things first, my daughter said my videos need some help. They look bad. Or they don't look bad. Well, she said, here. Now I have one of those blue lights that all the other people have. Ambiance. Better? Okay, so this isn't going to be a popular video by any means. And I apologize for that, but I know how much Fuji photographers love the 56 1.2. It is a beautiful lens. I just don't think it takes beautiful pictures. Now, let me preface by saying I shot this yesterday during a shoot, and I put it through its paces, but I did it in studio with controlled lighting, and I just wanted to see how it did because I don't use this very often. It's one of the lenses that were saved from my sale of the lenses, and the other 50 F2 was saved because I love this so much. I do a lot of studio shoots with this. And I don't shoot at f2 or f1.2 very often, but I do like that look once in a while. I don't think it should be the mainstay of every image you take, but that's just for my own work. You do whatever you want, whatever makes you feel good. But at f1.2, this is the second version I had of this. This is a 2018 version, and it's absolutely perfect in every which way, near brand new. Anyway, I shot at f1.2, and it's soft. It's a hazy soft, not just a regular. Okay, it's a little soft at f1.2, and you'll hear a lot of photographers say, well, all f1.2 lenses are soft, and it's not true at all. I've used the Nikon f1.2 50, the brand new one, absolutely razor sharp, beautiful lens. And I've shot with the Canon, I've shot with the Sony. I've had the original 85 1.2 Canon. There's lenses out there that do a great job. And believe me, the Canon wasn't perfect, and it was a little soft, but not a hazy soft. I wouldn't say muddy, but it's close. Anyway, stop down to f2.2, not even f2, but f2.2 is when I get that depth. And I'm not a fanatic with sharp lenses by any means. But when it goes like a hazy look to it, for the softness, I can't use it. Yeah, it's not good for me. So I shot quite a few shots at f1.2, and I didn't chimp through the whole thing. I just shot because I wanted to shoot the lens exactly how it is. And I did stop down to 1.8, 2, 2.2, and after bringing them up on the computer, the 2.2 images, were finally a solid image, but it still didn't have the depth. Now, I've seen this lens on the XT1, the XT2, and from other photographers, and I've seen some really sharp images. So I'm thinking this is more of a lens that can't resolve a 26 megapixel sensor versus it's soft, because it doesn't have that normal out of focus look, or not sharp look, if you will. It has that, it has a different look. So I'm thinking, maybe the 56 that was created in, I think, 2014 with the XT1, and that was a 16 megapixel camera, and the XT2, which was a 24. I'm thinking maybe it just doesn't resolve well on a 26 megapixel sensor, which could very well be the case. Now, I know that a lot of you are going to make comments saying, oh, my lens is sharp and it's perfect. And the sad part is you can go to 10 YouTubers and they'll say this is a sharp lens and it's great at 1.2, and you go to 10 more and they'll say it's soft and it's horrible at 1.2. So it's an opinion thing, and it's looking at an image and saying, my opinion is that look isn't what I'm looking for. So let's stick with, at 1.2, the look isn't what I'm looking for. The shoot that I did with the 50 F2, absolutely spectacular. I mean, they have the depth that I'm looking for. And you can't get this from a chart. You know, I know a lot of them shoot charts, you know, they're just flat charts and say, oh, it's sharp here. You know, if I was shooting on a tripod, shooting one-dimensional images and, you know, having that kind of controlled everything at all times versus shooting people, 3D objects, faces, you know, maybe it would be great, but I don't. I shoot people that move and breathe and have three-dimensional, you know what I mean. The F2 hit 99% of the time during the shoot, gave me rich, deep images, loved it. So anyway, the 56 1.2, I really hope they come out with a version 2 for, you know, to resolve a larger sensor, because I'm really convinced at this point that's the issue with this. I used this on the X-T3 a while back, and the X-T4. I just didn't like the lens, you know, which was sad, but it's just the way it is. So I am actually selling this, but the 50 F2, you know, I used it in low light at an event a couple days ago. It's perfect for me. And IBIS and all this. I don't need it, you know, because that's the way I shoot. It's the way I shot since 1979. I'd never had IBIS. And we were able to get good sharp images on our f2.8 lenses with no IBIS and manual focus, and, you know, everything just worked the way it should. But, you know, with the F2 at events, it's low light enough for me. It works. The 1.2, like I said, at an event, you know, who's going to shoot 1.2? You know, there's normally, you know, 3, 4, 5, even just 2 people in an image, and unless they're lined up perfectly parallel to your lens, shooting at f1.2, somebody's going to be able to focus. And I know you don't care, or we shouldn't. We should care, but, you know, photographers just go, well, I was able to shoot in darkness, so it's a great lens. Well, you know, the customers who see these and want to get their images, they don't want, you know, the wife being in focus and the guy being out of focus, or the, you know, 2 of the people in a group of 4 being in focus and the rest out of focus. So yeah, the 1.2 and the low light, it just doesn't work for me. So anyway, that's why I'm keeping the F2, the 50 F2, and sending the 50 1.2 back. Or not sending it back, actually selling it. Anyway, I hope this helped a little bit. I apologize for the people who absolutely love this lens and swear by it. I'm sure it works great for you, and I'm really happy for you, but for me, it's just not the right piece of gear. I'm gonna stick with the 33 1.8 or 1.4 and the 18 1.4, the 50 F2, and I can't wait for the 23 1.4. And I have the 90 F2, which I absolutely love as well. So that's going to be my complete lens lineup for Fuji. And I'm sad to say that this won't be it. I am going to rent the 50 F1. One of the comments on one of my videos, he said he put that on his camera and he hasn't taken it off since. I'm really afraid of the weight and the size of it. Even compared to this, it's going to be massive. And I really like small. That's why I went into the system in the first place. But I'm going to try it. Anyway, coming up is a video from the shoot, and I'm going to, you know, zoom in on some photos from the shoot, from the 50 1.2 aspect, or the 56 1.2 and the 56 at 2.2, to show you what I mean. You won't be able to see the depth and so forth that I'm talking about, even at 2.2, because of, you know, YouTube compression and so forth. But I hope this helps. I hope it makes sense to you. And again, please no hate down below, because I won't read it anyway. I only read nice comments. It's just no reason for it. If you love it and it's the greatest lens in the world for you, I'm happy for you. But for me, I'm just saying, giving you my opinion, and you know, if I was going to choose a lens, it wouldn't be this one. For a 26 or whatever comes next. Thanks, and sorry about the long video.
Okay, here are some images from the shoot. I'm sorry I did them so quickly, but this is the 1.2. As you can see, it's soft. Even if I did miss the focus by a tenth of an inch. The one part of the cheek there seems a little sharper than the rest, but it's still not sharp. And that's just not, for me, it's just not doable. Now here's one at 1.6. I could just grab these randomly as I was going through, just swiping through. And this one you can start seeing a little bit sharper of an image. But again, it's still that soft look that, and at 1.6 it should be a little sharper than that. This one here is at a 2, I believe, F2, and it's sharper, but it's still not as sharp as the 50 F2. Here's one at another 2.0. You can see a little bit more definition. I wanted to grab, 2 of each just in case I did miss focus. But like I said, the model wasn't moving as much, wasn't moving a lot as you saw in the video. But here's one at 2.2, and you can see the skin coming in. It has better definition and a little bit more depth, but not enough. Not a justification of buying a 1.2 lens only to have to shoot it at 2 or 2.2. In that case, I'm just going to buy the f2 lens and get the sharpness that I want.